Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ranjana Gogoi, Associate Professor of Statistics working at Gurgaon College. Today, my presentation is on fertility and its measurement, and this topic is taken from BSc 6th semester Statistics Major Paper Applied Statistics under Dibrugarh University. It is based on fertility and its measurements. Now, crude birth rate is a measure which indicates at what rate birds have increased the population over the course of the year considered. The more precise concept in demography is called fertility, which refers to the actual production of children. Fertility is to be distinguished from fecundity, which refers to the capacity to produce or bear children, irrespective of whether or not children have been produced. Fecundity refers to the physiological potential, and there is no apparent way of measuring fecundity. The capacity to bear children is possessed by only a section of the population, the female population, and that too only in the reproductive age group. The reproductive age group is taken to range from 15 years to 50 years of age. Now, crude birth rate, the CBR. The CBR is the simplest of all the measures of fertility and consists in relating the number of live births to the total population. This provides an index of the relative speed at which additions are being made through childbirth. The fertility pattern of the above mentioned measure is given by crude birth rate, and which is defined as BT by PT into A, where BT is the total number of live births in the given region or locality during a given period T, and PT is the total population of the given region during the period T, and K is usually a constant equal to 1000. The merits of crude birth rates are that it is simple, easy to calculate, and readily comprehensible. It is based only on the number of births, that is BT, and the total size of the population, PT, and does not necessitate the knowledge of these figures for different sections of the community or the population. But there are some limitations too. The CBR is only a crude measure of fertility and is unreliable since it completely ignores the age and sex distribution of the population. Crude birth rate is not a probability ratio since the whole population PT cannot be regarded as exposed to the risks of producing children. The female and only those between the childbearing age group 15 to 49 years are exposed to risks. The whole of the male population and the female population outside the childbearing age group should be excluded from PT. Due to variation of climatic conditions in various countries also, the childbearing age groups are not identical in all the countries. In tropical countries, the period starts at an earlier date than in countries with cold weather. Accordingly, CBR does not enable us to compare the fertility situations in different countries. CBR assumes that the women in all ages have the same fertility than elderly women. CBR thus gives us an estimate of the heterogeneous figure and is unsuitable for comparative studies. Next, fertility rate is general fertility rate or GFR. This consists in relating the total number of live births to the number of females in the reproductive or childbearing age group. And this is given by the formula BT divided by summation over lambda 1 to lambda 2 FPX into 1000. Here BT is the number of live births occurring among the population of a given geographical area during a given period T. And summation over lambda 1 to lambda 2 FPX is the female population in the reproductive age in the given geographical area during the same period T. And lambda 1 and lambda 2 are the lower and upper limits of the female childbearing age. Thus, general fertility rate may be defined as the number of babies per 1000 women in the reproductive age group. And generally, lambda 1 and lambda 2 are taken as 15 and 49. So these births to female outside this range are very rare. The merits of GFRs are that it is a probability rate since the denominator consists of the entire female population which is exposed to the risk of producing children. GFR reflects the extent in which the female population of the reproductive ages increases the existing population through the live births. GFR also taken into account the sex distribution of the population. So the limitation of GFR is that it gives a heterogeneous figure since it overlooks the age composition of the female population in the childbearing age. Our next fertility rate is specific fertility rate SFR. The concept of SFR originated from the fact that fertility is affected by a number of factors such as age, marriage, migration, state or region, etc. So the fertility rate computed with respect to any specific factor is called specific fertility rate SFR and is defined as the ratio of number of births to the female population of the specified section in a given period and total number of female population in the specified section into 1000. A specific fertility rate is SFR. The fertility rate for different age groups computed on the basis of specification with respect to age is called the age-specific fertility rate. For its computation, the reproductive span is split into different subgroups and SFR is worked out for each subgroup. So the age SFR for the age group X2 XN plus N denoted by NLX is given by the formula NLX which is equal to NBX divided by FNPX into 1000. Here NBX is the number of birth to the females in the age group X2X plus N in the given geographical region during a period T. And FNPX is the average female population, that is average number of females of ages X2 X plus N in the given geographical region during a period T. So in particular, if we take N equal to 1, then we get annual S-specific fertility rate, and this can be written as Ix is equal to Bx by Fpx into 1000. So SFR is a probability rate. It removes the drawback of general fertility rate by taking into account the age composition of the woman in the childbearing age group, and thus it is suitable for comparative studies. Next, total fertility rate TFR. In computing total fertility rate, age-specific fertility rates for different groups have to be combined together to get a single quantity, so that total fertility rate becomes a more practical measure of the population growth. It is a simple technique is to obtain standardized fertility rate. This leads to total fertility rate which is obtained on adding the annual age SFRs. Thus, TFR is equal to summation over from lambda 1 to lambda 2 Ix, or it is equal to summation over lambda 1 to lambda 2 into Bx by Fpx into 1000. Here Ix is defined already, and lambda 1 and lambda 2 are the lower and upper limits of the female reproductive periods. Thus, TFR gives the number of children born per 1000 females in the childbearing age divided into different age groups. Thus, total fertility rate for a particular region during a given period may be regarded as an index of the overall fertility conditions operating in that region during the same period. So usually lambda 1 is equal to 15 and lambda 2 is equal to 49. So thus in order to compute total fertility rate, we have to calculate 34 age-specific fertility rates. So the width of the interval n may vary from one group to another. So in such cases, the TFR is approximately given by the formula summation over x n into nix. Here summation is taken over for different age groups in the reproductive period. So in particular, if we deal with quintennial age groups, that is n equal to 5 for each group, For each group, then total fertility rate will be equal to summation over x 5 into 5ix or 5 summation over x into 5ix. The calculation of total fertility rate based on quinquennial age group requires less computation as compared to total fertility rate for single age group, and it is almost as accurate. So dear students, I conclude today's lecture here. Thank you.